Hey, hi folks, another week. It's Monday again. Um, Coming on all right so far. I've got a load of odd bits and pieces to paint now, and then hopefully we can start putting it all back together again. And I've got a few little tips and hacks for you while I'm putting it back together. So I'm pleased with what I've got so far. So I'll show you what I've got left to paint. I've got the two quarter light frames and glasses. I've got the boot lid. I've got the two rear quarters. I've got the front and rear valances, and I've got the cross frame from the boot. Now, I haven't prepped the inside of the boot yet, so I'm going to prep the inside of that and obviously paint the inside and the cross frame at the same time. And this rear quarter, it was had a bit of rot in it, so I've welded a panel on the inside. I've got a bit of work to do on that. I've made a complete new panel to go in there, so that needs a little bit more filler work on the outside. So I'm trying to, as I've said before, keep as many original panels as I can. It's very easy just to go out and buy a new one and slap it on, but I'd rather weld it up and get away with the original panel if I can. So the only panels on the car that aren't original will be the door steps and the driver's side door skin. Other than that, everything on the car will be original, which is what I wanted. So first thing to do, get it all unmasked, sheet the whole car over so that it doesn't get messed up with grinding and filler and whatever, and then carry on. Well, I forgot to set a target for today. So the target is obviously to get all this lot in paint. So it might, don't know whether I'll do it or not, but that's the target, get all these bits in paint. Right, I've got the inside of the boot lid all prepped and primed. I've got the two rear quarters prepped and primed, and I've got the rear valance prepped and primed. What I haven't got around to is the front valance and the two quarter lights. So I've done the X frame out of the boot as well. The big problem with these, why they go rusty, is because in the factory they were fitted and painted as a complete assembly. So the underneath of the frame never got any paint on it. And likewise, the boot lid had a big bit that didn't really get any paint either because they were just blocking each other. So I've painted them off and I'll assemble them, and that way they'll have a decent coat of paint on them. Right, I'm getting on, but I'm not going to hit my target for today. It's not going to happen, unfortunately. First day I haven't. It's about 2:15, and I've got this lot to paint. I'll show you what I've done so far. Right, that's it for today. It's had 2 or 3 coats, so this lot's all done. Got the outside of the boot lid to do. Inside looks nice, so if the outside comes out like the inside, I'll be very happy. Yeah, so got the outside to do and the front valance, and the 2/4 lights. So tomorrow I can put these other bits out the way and get on with those. So that's it for today. Unfortunately, target not quite reached, but some days you don't. But at least as long as you've got one, you've got somewhere to head for. Well, it's now Tuesday. I've been in about half an hour. I've put all my painted bits out the way, and I've got my couple of bits left that I've got to paint. Yesterday's bits are down here ready to go. Today I'm concentrating on the boot lid, the front valance and the 2/4 lights, but I've still got to work out how I'm going to prop those up to paint them. I think I'm going to put them on one of the workbenches, clamp them in one of the benches on the bottom edge so I can do them. But I'm going to rub these two down first, get them ready to paint, and then I'll have a look at the quarter lights. I've rubbed down my two panels, and now I've got the quarter light stroke vent frames strapped into my workbench, so I should be able to whiz around them with a bit of primer. So we'll mix them up, see how it goes. The quarter light vent frames painted. Now we're on to the last couple of bits, boot lid and the front panel, and then that's all the painting done. Boot lid and front panel come out okay. So bit of sunshine this afternoon, which is quite nice. I've left the doors open for a minute because it's actually quite warm out here. So that's all that lot painted, over there, and right at the very last minute I remembered I hadn't painted the little glass frames, so I've done those as well. I'm going to bake those off in the cupboard in a sec. So that's everything painted. So yeah, rebuild time. So thanks very much for watching, and from tomorrow we'll get on with some interesting stuff, putting it back together again. Thanks a lot for watching. Cheers, bye.